Welcome to the Wannabe Outdoorsman. Alright, so today I've got my delivery here coming. It is the Jasion EB3 electric bike, commuter bike. So we're going to put that together. And as you can see, it's a pretty big package. Here at the Wannabe Outdoorsman, what I've got is my power cord, so I can get this plugged in and charging while I put it together. So let's go ahead and take a look at what we've got here. Oh, that is kind of heavy. The Jasion EB3. It's got these staples. They're coming up pretty easy. But as we can see, everything seems to be packaged pretty well, actually. Sounds like a box of like parts. The tire seems to be full of air. Now, okay, there we go. Now, there are zip ties. These are nice zip ties, and I can reuse these again. And lifting it up. Now, regular screwdriver, flathead would work for this. Of course, you don't need to do all this, but if you want to rescue or loosen it, this is how you do it. Just like that. Okay, so now, of course, this tab was holding the seat on, which just comes in this plastic on it. So, first impressions, doesn't have, I mean, it's cushiony. It definitely is cushiony. And it's decent looking seat, but there's no spring on it. So, but there is a shock absorber here. So, yeah. So here's the front fender, the handlebars. I'll get back to you once I've removed all of these things. Now, I had to carefully cut the tape so as not to scratch any of the paint. This is, wow, it looks really well made, actually. For 360 bucks on sale, I wasn't expecting it to look that nice. Now, this here has wires attached to it, so be very careful there. Now that I've got all that off, I'm going to test the air pressure on it. As we can see, this is a 14 by 2.125. The inflation. Inflate, well, this is America. We don't do this weird, crazy numbers. We go to this one in the parentheses. 35 to 45 PSI. Now this all seems pretty, quality, actually. This is nice. This is metal. All right, so we're going to take that off, and we're going to test the pressure. Now, it's supposed to be between 35 and 45 PSI. Get yourself a good one. Spend the money, because those ones you get for 99 cents at the counter, those aren't very good at all. All right, this one is at 32 approximately. About 32. So that's close. Now let's check this back one. Because I've worked in factories before, and you know, even though there's quality and all that stuff, you never know what people are up to. They may have had a bad day. Oh, wow. What is that? Wow, that's 62, a little over 63, so 63 pounds, guys. Look at that. Yeah, that's way overinflated. We're have to let air out of that. I'm going to charge this up. Here is the charging port. Looks like it's weatherproof or weather resistant anyway. Oh wow, it comes with tools, everybody. Look at this. It comes with tools. Well, those are actually real tools. Got a 10, it looks like 10 millimeter, a 13 millimeter, and a 16 millimeter. And a couple Allen wrenches here. And the instructions. All right, so then, oh, the pedals, got to have those. So, and it shows left and right. So that way, because it goes on the reverse thread on the left side. And it's even marked right here on the pedal crank itself. Left, and I'm assuming the other side is right. So let's take a look at this. Okay, this is obviously the battery charger. Yep. Let's go ahead and get it plugged in. Go there and just plugs in. And I can see the red light. I don't know if you can see that. Let's see. Can you see that? Yeah. You can barely, it's very dull. So I bet this is indoor. But it's a nice non-rainy day. And we're gonna do this outside. So. All right, now it says the front tire first. So let's go ahead and take a look at the instructions real quick just to see if that's correct. All right. It's the EB3 model. Blah, 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 blah. Warnings all in front here. Don't ride until you read this. Always wear a helmet. Make sure it's got a full battery before taking it out to ride. Be aware of local laws. Don't ride while you're under the influence of drugs and alcohol. Okay, this is all great. Just read all that, guys, if you get this. Assembly. Step 1. Take out the front wheel. With the quick release lever is attached to the front wheel. The left side of the front wheel has the brake disc and the right side has no brake disc. Then try unscrewing the screws on both sides of the quick release lever. Okay, well, we'll take a look at that. So let's just get into it. Let me take a look at this. How is this quick release in any way, shape, or form? I mean, quick release, this here is quick release right here. Got a handle on it. See, that's quick release. This is bolts and nuts. So I don't see quick release on here at all. Do you? I don't. I'm going to prop it against this box. So obviously there's the caliper and the disc will go inside there. And it looks like it comes with this this axle here. That's, I am assuming, you know, so it doesn't get squished in packaging. So the wheel will go on this way. Let's get into these tools. So 4 hex heads and 3 wrenches and then a bolt. This is for the front headlight and the front fender. So put that aside with the front fender. I'm wrong. It's got 13 and 15 here, and this is 16 on both ends, and this is an 8 and a 10. So, and this here is a 15. As we can see on here, on this side we have this thick one, and on the side with the disc, you can see that's thinner. See that? It's thinner than on this side. So we're just making sure, guys, we're just making sure that that is against the wheel, and the rest of this is on the outside, and the fork is going to slide in between them. Basically what it's saying is just keep it the way it's set up. So the side with the disc brake on it has the short side, and the side that doesn't have has the long one. All right, and just make sure that this spacer is going against the rim, okay, on both sides, and that the fork is going in between the spacer, like so. Spacer, then the fork, then all this stuff that's already pre-installed on there. Not that difficult at all, just like on a regular bike, guys. Just make sure you get those in there, because that way if the bolts come loose or the nuts come loose, you're guaranteed to that it's not going to fall off right away on you. So these here, these are bigger. These are 16s. So I'm just going to get them tight enough, but not torque them down yet, because there might be some adjustments. But yeah, it rolls smooth. There. Okay, I got the front brake going, guys, so check it out. So it works. So I'm going to call that installed. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten it down a bit more. Now, I'm going to need... You know what? I'm just going to use the pliers. Go get another wrench. So you might need 2 of these 16s. I'm just going to use the pliers. The generic Gerber I put together, using parts from different generic pliers. Now, always use the proper tools, guys. Don't do what I'm doing with the pliers, because then you can scrape it up. Whatever. Anyway. Yeah, that's good. Then we'll worry about the air later. Now, there's a couple things I want to point out before I forget. This charging port here is not very tight. It's popped out several times already. So just be aware of that. That's not very tight. So you don't want that anywhere where it's going to get disturbed. All right, so basically what we're talking about here is installing the handlebars. And the way this works, that as you tighten it down, this will then spread out, causing it to get thicker in the tube. And that's what holds it in place. This switch, pull that down and lift up at the same time. There's a little finger slot here to put your finger in. So you pull this down with your thumb and then you pull up, and that releases the quick release, and that this then goes down. Grab the appropriate sized Allen wrench and you stick that in there, and that will turn this to tighten or loosen it. And then you slide it in the hole. Oops, be careful not to spill the bike while you do it. Okay, get that lined up. There, so now that's in there. Now we have to tighten it down. Before I tighten it all the way down, I want to make sure that I'm lined up straight. We want to make sure that this fork and thus the tire is right in line with this logo here. imagine a straight line going down, and you want this to be in line with the rear tire. So that's approximately about right from what I can see. And then you'll want to adjust your handlebars and then tighten it down. So that's the goal here. Okay, yeah, that's a lot tighter. Oh, might help to take that out. And so that's obviously not going to work. Okay, so it's better. Not quite. Not quite. That's about right. Yeah, that seems about right. They don't give you a lot of clearance here, but it's enough. Okay, that seems about right. Then you just lock this back down. All right, so we have that. Now, as you can see, we have the hole here for the bolt. The front fender is going to go on the back side. As for the headlight, that it's zip tied right here, and it's not allowing it to get down there. So I guess I'll try and figure out how to work that without cutting that zip tie. We'll see. Okay, so what I went ahead and did is I just took the zip tie off so I could get it down here. All right, we're going to slide that sucker in there so that way the washer is on the back side of that, and then I have the other washer ready to go on the other side. Slide that in there, put your other washer, put this on, your lock nut on there. Now let's see if one of those wrenches fit, see if you need any other tools. I just bonked my head getting up, knocked the bike over. Use that, get it tightened down a little bit, and then let's align these. All right, and the light is on here, and it adjusts up and down. But if you take a notice right here, this is now in a place where it could rub and possibly catch. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take up this slack here, and I'm going to shove it up through here. But I guess I'll have to unravel this a lot more. Oh, that's why. Okay, that's why it's not. There's a connector here. Okay, so there. I just brought up some of that slack so that way it's not going to get on there. Now let's see, will that turn? Yeah, that'll turn just fine. I'm going to try and push this up into the handlebar real quick. This should be enough. Oh, there. And then I'll try and push this into the tube. Yeah, okay, I think this is going to work well. All right, there we go. Nice and tidy. Let's get to the seat post. Let's just pull the quick release and slide it in. Right about there looks good for now. Pop that back on there. and let's get the pedals on. It says right and left, and this one right here says right, so we're going to grab that one. Now I'm going to take this sticker off. Yeah, it comes off right out. There's some damage here, probably when I let the bike fall over. Yeah, that looks recent. All right. Get them on there, and that free flows, so get your wrench on there. It's the big thick one. Get that in there. Okay, so you push the pedal in and it will fold, and then it just automatically will snap down. I'm going to tighten it one more time just to make sure I've got it. Okay, excellent. That was easy. Now on to the other side. Now remember, the other side is going to be a reversed or threads, because when you're going to be pedaling, you don't want it to work against itself. So now this one is the opposite. So you got to turn it going this direction. Okay, so that way when you're pedaling, it's help tightening it instead of loosening it. I need the 15 right here. There. All right. Well, now it's ready to ride, actually, except that the battery's not charged. It's still showing red. All right, everybody, so it's all put together, and I've got it all adjusted and everything. I still have it charging. Just remember, this charge port is pretty iffy. Just make sure nothing messes with that. But now a couple things I've noticed here. Okay, so all of this comes pre-assembled, this back part. And now the shock absorber, I pushed on it and it doesn't do much. So I don't know if that's adjustable or not. I'll have to look on the website. It is one gear only. Oh, also. Okay, now I looked up to figure out how to pronounce this. It's not Jason. It's that, pretend the S is a Z. Jasion. It's a Chinese company, obviously, or at least it's made in China. But now it is a class 2 e-bike because it has a throttle up here. Turn it on. Now on this side, you have the headlights and a horn. Okay, has a 1, 2, and a 3 speed assist, but that also comes into play with the throttle. Is if you're in pedal 1, it will go up to like 10 miles an hour. If you're in pedal 2, it'll go up to 15 miles an hour or something like that. And then if you're in pedal 3, it'll go to 20, 21 miles an hour. Now, the throttle part. If you're in speed mode 1, this will only allow you to go that 10 miles an hour. If you're in 2, so it's the same as if you're pedaling, it's basically jumps up in speed. So if you want to go 20 miles an hour, you've got to hit that 3 on the throttle, which is nice. I like that feature. So you just simply turn it on and off with this switch. Here's the headlights. As you can see, the headlight is not on, but simply push the button. It's that easy. And the headlight and the tail light both work. Was what happens when you hit the brakes. Watch this. You see how it goes brighter when you put on the brakes? So it's got a working tail light. All right, so we're going to take it for a test drive. I'm going to start off in pedal assist mode. I'm not going to use the throttle. And so here we go. Takes a little bit to pedal, but in all there, it just kicked in. 10 miles an hour. There's 2. And it's at 10 miles an hour. That's 3. And it's pretty much just going 10 miles an hour. $20 miles an hour. The brakes work good too.